Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have another project to share with you. This one features the Color Me Happy stamp set and some project that I've created using the Just Add Color Designer Series paper. So this stamp set is new. It's not in any of the catalogs or anything like that. It's available online through my online store or through Stamps in the Mail Club, and you're just going to need one set of Stampin' Blends markers to make all 4 of the projects for my November card kit. So grab your Stamps in the Mail Club packet and I will give you some tips for creating these super saturated, gorgeous colored backgrounds. Let's get stamping. I'm pulling out my packet for this project and setting that aside. We are starting with a background in Rich Razzleberry, such a great color. It's so deep and saturated, which makes it perfect to go along with our project because we're gonna super saturate the background of this card with the pumpkin pie Stampin' Blends. All right, so a couple things for getting started. What I'm going to do first actually is go ahead and stamp my bird and set that aside. The memento dries really quickly, but I find that I am happiest if I let it dry or stamp it and then just set it aside for a couple minutes so that it's got a nice time to just settle. And then I'm going to stamp this So Happy For You, which is also in this Color Me Happy stamp set. And I've got that here on our banner. And let's see, I'm going to cut it this direction, I think, and give it a little banner tail. Okay, and then lots of scraps, so you can do it over and over again if you need to. All right, but let's look here at our, I'm going to cap that. Let's look here at our Color Me Happy paper. So this again is cut to 3 inches by 4 inches, which is my favorite size for cutting 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And then the card mat is 3 1/4. Black mat is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, which fits just beautifully on the front of a standard size card. So it's a way to use your Designer Series paper efficiently and to not feel like you're wasting it. So don't hesitate to cut into it. Don't let it pile up because you're saving it for the big thing. Just use it. You'll be happy, and this is an efficient way to do it. So, all right, so I'm going to show you just on a little corner of this. We are going for a super saturated color. Can you see this background here? How there's some light to dark color variation, and it is just really nicely saturated with color. It's just super vibrant, super bright. And the way we're going to start off is I like to use my light marker, and I just go back and forth and start to get color on the paper. So when you use the Stampin' Blend, you're layering, and you are also, this word saturated comes to mind a lot here because you are using this marker and it's going to bleed through the paper. Okay, that is how the Stampin' Blends are meant to work. They don't work as well on things like glossy cardstock where the marker can't saturate the paper. You really want that saturation process to happen because that's how the colors start to blend, okay? All right, so the other thing you want to do is I went through and I highlighted just some of the features for each of the feathers. So like maybe the spine. Okay, but our real color is going to come from the background. Now I'm going to go back with my darker brush tip and I am going to outline the markers, and it's going to leave this horrible color line. You're like, oh, what are you doing? That looks ridiculous. But hang in there. It's a step-by-step process. So, and I'm going to get into the little details of the feather. I'm going to go along the edge here. I'm going to go along the edges of this feather that's just popping onto our edge of our paper. And again, along this edge. And really, you can do this in any order you want. Like if I wanted to, I could go back and start with a dark here. I just kind of like to start with a light wash. I don't know. It works best in my head. Okay, and then outline here, because we're going around these. I'd probably go back and add little dots there. All right, now, you're wondering how we get from this to this softer line color. So what we're gonna do is go back with our light marker now. So this is the lighter of the Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to run over this. It's kind of like if you were working with water, you'd be sort of re-solubilizing that pigment, except our solvent here is alcohol instead of the water. And so I'm just kind of going over that, and you can see the color spreading where the marker is running. So you want to avoid coloring everything exactly the same. So I'm going to kind of leave that a little bit lighter in the middle. okay? And go back and add some. And as the color dries, it will run across. I'm gonna give it one more swipe down the middle to even that color out. But do you see how now we've gone from super dark at the edge to super light in the middle? And if you want to, you can even go back with your dark and just for a little bit more contrast, go back and add a little darker edge there, and then keep blending the color in again there, running right along that transition edge, okay? So you see how that works? All right, so you're gonna do your whole paper that way with the Stampin' Blends, so you have your background, but let me tell you about this accent here. You're gonna go ahead and take the metallic foil doily, and if you know me at all, you know that I am in love with metallic foil doily, so save that piece to use on something else, and then this is going to layer here on our background. These pieces were punched for you with the Pretty Label punch, which is a fun one. And the black is pretty, but I felt like it was just a little bit too dense to go here. So I softened it by adding a layer of vellum. Now, when you put adhesive on the back of vellum, so like this, it shows through. Ah! So you want to make sure that you put your Stampin' Dimensional or your adhesive where it will be covered up by our pretty bird. Okay, so I'm going to layer these two together, and then this gets layered again on our gold metallic foil doily. All right, so we've got that. And then I'm going to add our banner. But before I do that, I'm going to give you some tips for coloring the little bird. So again, first step, a light color wash, right, with our lighter of the pumpkin pie markers. So, and I might I'll do wing and a little bit. I'm going to leave like a little space here kind of along his breast, front of his breast, and then like along his eye there, because I want to, oh, and we're going to color his beak. I want to leave that a little bit lighter. So I'm going to start off super light. And then I'm going to use my bullet tip to go here and add some color to his legs because I love the precision of the bullet tip. All right, and then I'm going to use my darker marker. Now, where to put the dark marker on this little bird guy? All right, so what I like to say is that the artist for the stamp set has left color here lines. So these little dark spots, they are color here lines. So I'm going to add along the color here lines, okay, add some darker color. All right, and then I'm going to think about, again, if our light source is over here, where is our light not going to go? Our light's not going to go onto his tummy, so I'm going to add some color here. And our light isn't going to go under his wing. There's going to be a shadow there where his wing comes across, and then maybe down here where his tail feathers are, okay? So see how we did that? Now we have those harsh lines again, just like with our feathers. We're going to go back and we're going to do some blending. So I got my light color again, and I'm going to go over just where those transition lines are, and I'm going to soften those transitions. So around all the color here lines, okay, and up here kind of on the back of his head a little, and these little lines here. And see how it just looks pretty, it looks natural, like where the shadows are falling is where we have created shadows. I'm going to fill in just a little bit, and you can add a little, deepen the color a little bit more if you want to in places, but then we have our colored bird. So he is going to get cut out, and when you color, or when you cut him out, you want to remember to leave a little bit of white border around the edge so that he has a nice contrast with the layer that he's placed on. And then after you've cut him out, you're going to layer him with your pieces here, and we have our finished birdie card, okay? So see how that all comes together? So a great way to use your Stampin' Blends and the stamps from the Color Me Happy set, which are perfectly designed to go so nicely with our Stampin' Blends markers. And I had to show you this other fun bird card. This is from the Color Me Happy project kit, which you can get as a bonus with your Stamps and Mail Club order. You can add the extra 16 projects at a discount, which is kind of a fun deal. And this is one of the cards from that kit, and it comes with the envelopes, designer envelopes with that gold foil. It comes with the sequins, the little embellishments and everything, and then you would want to maybe think about adding a couple other Stampin' Blends to go with your kit to make this cute little bird card too. All right, well, thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions about ordering your Stamps the Mail Club kit. I look forward to sharing more projects with you soon. Happy stamping!